So we have a new update to a LinkedIn feature. It is LinkedIn events. So many of you that may be listening or watching may have never utilized LinkedIn events. They can be used externally for external registration, such as a workshop that's going to be done on a private Zoom, or actually doing a LinkedIn live event, which is part of what Nancy and I teach and help our clients with. And these updates to LinkedIn events are important because they actually give you greater analytics and greater insights into what's actually working, who's registering, percentage increases. And I'm going to talk you through all of this, walk you through step by step, not even, not just how to set them up, but the benefit to them. I always recommend doing at least one LinkedIn event per month. Now, this can be done as a LinkedIn Live, streaming from something like StreamYard or Restream or Riverside directly to LinkedIn, or a private offline through Zoom or any other webinar channel that you want to use. Now, before we dive into today's training and today's session, Nancy and I are hosting a free LinkedIn content creation workshop. It's called Clients on Demand. So we're going to be teaching people how to create LinkedIn content that creates opportunities to create more clients, create more sales and revenue in your business. Now, if you're watching on social, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, just type the word me in the comments and I'll send you the link to register. It is from March 23rd to March 25th. It is completely free. It's from 12 to 1 Eastern, live and recorded. If you're listening on the podcast, super duper easy. Just head to the description of this episode and you can grab the link right there. Now, let's first dive into how to even set up a LinkedIn event, because I think this is one of those features of LinkedIn that people are not really sure what they even need to be doing. And what I can share with you is first and foremost, if you're on the main page of LinkedIn, on the left-hand side, you will see a small little box that says saved items, groups, newsletters, and events. And if you click on events, this is where it'll show you any events that you are organizing or you're attending, or simply to create an event. Now, all you have to do is hit create an event. And what you're going to do is you're going to add a cover image, which is YouTube thumbnail size. So that's done through Canva. The organizer, which is going to be yourself. Now, this could be online or in person, but I'm talking more about the online aspect. Now, there's two different formats. There's LinkedIn Live, which you can stream from a third-party tool. Attendees can join on LinkedIn to watch and comment. So, as I mentioned, this could be done through Restream, Riverside, or StreamYard, which is what I use, or an external event link, which that's the example I'm going to walk you through today. So if you're someone that hosts workshops that lead into something else, this is a great tool to do that, because you can invite compliantly all the people that you're looking to target to this event. So you would add an external link, you would have the name, you would pick your time zone, start date, end date, the link that people need to click on to register, a description, and then obviously adding your speakers, and then your event is created. Now, what it looks like at the end is there is a specific event page that you want to make sure that it's optimized the right way. And what I can do is you can actually view this either as the person that is hosting it, or you can view it as a member. Now, what it looks like for people that are attending is they will see the thumbnail. So ours says Clients on Command, the LinkedIn content roadmap for service professionals. This is for coaches and consultants, the dates and the time. And then you'll see that when you add in the external link, that's when people click on and then register. Now, the other great thing is you can actually click on to see who has actually registered for this specific event that you're doing. So you can actually see the conversions right here. Now, we just put this up about a day or two ago, and we have about 7 people that have said that they are going to be attending. Now, here's what I want to go over is for the first time, LinkedIn has given people a better snapshot of what's going on with their LinkedIn event. So, first and foremost is there's an analytic highlight section. So you can review key performance highlights from your event. So in the very beginning, it's going to give you 3: registrations, event page visits, and engagement rate, right? Now, you can click and they will show you some deeper analytics, which basically is total registrations. So, total event registrations, paid registrations, organic registrations. You can actually see all of the registrations, like I kind of showed you before, which I feel is just a really, really cool component of what LinkedIn does. You can go to post analytics, so discovery, the impressions, members reached, profile activity, social engagement, demographics, right? So really things that they really did not do before, which I feel is really, really great. But also the event speakers, myself and my wife obviously are hosting this. There's also comments. You can manage the event where you can manage the attendees, you can edit, you can cancel, you can delete, and you can click share, which allows you to copy the link. You can share it in an email. You can repost to your feed. You can send it in a message. You can post it onto X, Facebook. But I want to focus on the invite, which is where you specifically can invite people to this event. Now, what needs to be known, is first and foremost, you are allowed to invite, this is key, if you have this many people, you can invite 1,000 people a week to this event. So Nancy and I usually give ourselves a 3-week runway. So we invite 3,000 people each, 6,000 people total, and we might generate 100 to 150 registrations just from LinkedIn for our external event. Now, here's the cool thing about this is that you can get very specific. So you can actually filter by location, company, school, industry. Industry is important because Nancy and I specifically work with insurance professionals, finance professionals, law professionals, coaches, and consultants. So I'm actually going to just click on financial services only and then click show results. And it's going to give me all the people within my first connections. You can only invite first connections. Now, what you're going to do is you're just going to scroll down. You're not going to select individually because there is a box at the top left next to locations that is the select all box. So I'm just going to scroll down until I feel I have close to maybe 100 to 150 connections selected. And I can tell this because what I can do is I can click on the top left box. It's going to show me there's 100 right there. And I want usually about 150 at a given time. And I typically do this 2 or 3 times a day until I get to my 1,000 invites for the week. And then I start it over on a Monday. So right there, I'm at 139 now. A few more, and that'll get me to my 150. And what you're going to do is you're just going to click invite, the 150 that you did. And that's all you have to do. And you just have to do that each and every day. Now, what I'll say is this: the invite ratio to acceptance ratio is not great. So for, I would say, every 100 registrations that you send, you may get 5 people to 10, 15 people accepted. So it really, you have to cast a wide net. You got to use those 3,000 invites if you have them, because that could lead to 100 people registering, which is really, really important. Now, the other thing is that you can actually stay in touch with the people that have registered. So, post workshop, you can actually send out the replay link if you've done it on LinkedIn to those people. If you're hosting an offline LinkedIn live event like Nancy and I are, You can follow up with these people. So you can actually click on the people that are registered, and you can go in and you can send them a reminder. So this is something that Nancy and we do before and leading up to it. So I make sure that I message people about a week before the live event or offline event is starting and the day of. So you don't want to message too many people at once. So I'll go in and I'll message, 5, 10 people at a time. And then I'll wait a few hours and do it again until I hit everybody that has ended up accepting, just to keep them in the loop. Don't forget, day one starts, next week. And then obviously the reminder that day, don't forget, day one starts at noon today. Hope to see you there. You have the link for the Zoom. So this is just really great because LinkedIn never really gave us this type of analytics before when it comes to events. Now, if you're someone that runs events quite often, maybe once a month, now you can go back and you can look at previous events that you've hosted to see what other analytics are pulled from that. Now, if I was to go back and if I was to look at maybe a previous event that I did, because you can, as long as the event is there and not deleted, you can actually go back and look at it if you're the organizer of that event. So prior to this event, we did something called the Experts Edge. And when I click on that, this takes me to the one that I had previously done. I can actually go through and it will give me some of the analytics of this. So there was 81 registrants for this, 20 people visited the events page. Now, again, I can review the results from the event. So this will give me a post wrap. So what the impressions were, members reached, profile views, followers gains, social engagement, demographics. So these are all really, really important things to look at when you're looking to leverage LinkedIn events, whether you're doing them live, like a LinkedIn Live event, or an external registration link, much like how I discussed today. Now, these are all important things because they act as lead generators, email capture, so you can grow your email list, but also a smoother way to take people from just a cold connection into not just a warm lead, but a potential sale. So I do hope that this information helped you guys. It'll encourage you maybe to lean into doing a once a month LinkedIn Live event, but also will encourage you to build your LinkedIn connection so you can work up to having the not having the limitation of only inviting a few hundred people, getting to 3,000 connections plus, so you can invite all those targeted people to your live event that you could host every single month. So as one last reminder, anyone that is looking to register for our free LinkedIn content creation event, it is a 3-day workshop from March 23rd to March 25th from 12 to 1 Eastern, live and recorded. If you're watching on social, just type the word me in the comments and I'll send you the link. If you're listening on the podcast, just head to the description. You can grab the link there, and I do hope to see you there. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's training and today's episode. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you next time.